Hey guys, it's Chloe and today I am here with a brand new video. So before we get started, you may notice that it is not Wednesday and it is not Saturday, which are the days that I post videos. Today is Tuesday and I am bringing you an extra video this week for a very special reason. Today I am here with a book talk for How It Feels to Fly by Kathryn Holmes, and this book actually comes out today, June 14th. So I am here to talk about this book, talk about my thoughts, and tell you guys to go buy it. I actually did a book review / book talk for her debut novel last year, which was The Distance Between Lost and Found, and I received an ARC for that, and I read it and I reviewed it. I posted that video on the release day. Well, I'm doing the same thing with this book. I actually contacted the author to see about getting a review copy since I reviewed her debut novel, and she sent the request off, and Harper Teen actually sent this to me. I'd also like to mention real quick that this video is not being sponsored at all by Harper Teen or anybody. These are just my own thoughts and opinions. I was sent this because I asked for it, so this is not a sponsored video at all. My first few spoiler-free thoughts on this book are as follows. This book is about a girl named Sam who is a ballet dancer, and she's inspiring to be a ballerina when she grows up. But in the past few months, she has gained weight and has taken on a curvy, womanly figure, if you will, and it's affecting how she feels about herself and how she thinks people are looking at her. Because of this, she is enrolled at Perform Your Peak, which is a therapy summer camp to help overcome your fears and get over nerves and understand why you're feeling this way. She decided to enroll herself in this program because she eventually had a panic attack in front of her fellow ballerinas or fellow dancers, and she realized she needed to get help if she really wanted to overcome all of this and achieve her goal to be a professional ballerina. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I loved this book. I ended up finishing it in 2 days. It was such a good read. It's really fast-paced and such a lovely contemporary book. If I had to choose between this book and her debut novel, I would probably choose this book. It was so good, and it really gave us an inside look into what people feel and think, and it was such a refreshing read, and I loved it so much. So please go out and buy this book. I'm about to go into spoiler talking and reviews, but please go out and buy this book. It is such a good read. I highly recommend it, as well as her first book. Just such a good read. She's definitely an author that I will continue to read her books because I love them so much. Now I'm going to get into the spoiler-free part of this book talk. So goodbye to everybody who has not read this book. Please come back when you have read this book because we can talk about it together. That's how amazing it is. So hello to everyone who has stayed to watch this book talk. Whether you've read the book or not, you're about to be spoiled. I'm going to start off with talking about how much Sam loves ballet and loves to dance. She is so passionate about it, and it's one of the things that I love most about her character. It's definitely one of the positive things compared to all the negative things that she thinks about herself. She's so passionate about ballet, and I love that. Being somebody who's passionate about one thing, which is writing and reading, I definitely feel for her when she's passionate about something. I'm not a dancer at all, but I definitely get what she feels. There's something about everybody's passion. It's like when you're doing it, you're just escaping in it and you're loving what you're doing. And I feel that way about writing. I feel that way about reading. She definitely feels that way about dancing. So of course, like most contemporaries, there is a romance involved. Romance. The point is there's a guy, and his name is Andrew, and he happens to be her peer counselor at Perform Your Peak. There's 2 of them, Yasmin and Andrew, and Sam sees Andrew and it's just like, wow. And she is definitely starting to feel something for him. She doesn't know if he feels anything back, but she also, of course, her negative thoughts are brought into this. He doesn't like you because you're fat, or nobody would ever like you with this kind of body. All the negative opinions. There's actually her inner voice that's constant throughout this book, and as we see her grow and change throughout the book, the inner voice slowly moves to the back of her mind, especially going towards the end of the book. And she starts to feel more confident around Andrew, but Andrew also wants her to feel confident. He's there to help her, and he really wants her to succeed and get the most out of this program that she possibly can. There's actually one character that I didn't really like throughout most of this book, and that is Sam's roommate at Perform Your Peak, and her name is Zoe. And she is just such a negative person. She hates that she's there. She calls it crazy camp. She hates everything about being there, and she's constantly trying to get kicked out. And it's just, she's such a negative person. And as someone who tends to be generally positive in life, she was just so negative, and I really did not like her. One problem I did have with this book, but it didn't really affect my opinion on the overall book, is characterization. I feel like some of the characters were not described right away in the book. I feel like if they're described right away, I can set a good mental picture about them, but a lot of the descriptions for some of these characters didn't come until partway through the book. And one of my things was with two characters, Zoe and Jenna. Zoe is, I think, partway through the book mentioned that she is African American, and I honestly did not picture her as African American. I pictured her as sort of like a goth girl. I don't know why I thought that. Just her negativity really gave me like a vibe of she's moody all the time. She doesn't want to be there. Not necessarily that goth people are like that. I'm not saying that at all, but she just seemed to be that way to me. She's like, oh, she always wears dark clothing. She's always moody. I don't know. I guess it's the whole negative vibe that I got of her that made me feel like she was this type of person and not another type of person. And then Jenna, I pictured her as this tall, blonde, thin girl with a slight accent, possibly Russian. Now, I didn't realize this reading the book, but as I looked back, there was a mention of Russian, and I thought that the character was describing her accent or just herself in general as Russian. She was actually describing her ballet training. So throughout the book, I just kept picturing her as this person, this Russian person, and then it's mentioned later in the book that she is Chinese. What? But I had such a problem picturing her then, because it's like I kept wanting to keep the mental image that I already had, and then I wanted to have this new mental image of how she is Asian, and I was like, I don't know what to do. So I really wish the characterization had been a bit better and describing characters more towards the beginning of the book to help me get that picture of them. But other than that, this book was just, it was such a beautiful story. As I was finishing the book, I was the last 100 pages. There was an incident between Sam and Andrew that I absolutely hated Sam in this moment. She ends up kissing Andrew, and he does not feel the same way about her. And in this moment, I absolutely hate her because she is risking so much for both herself and for Andrew. And at least wait until the end of camp. Don't do it in the middle of camp. Like, she still has a week and a half left at this camp, and she's kissing her peer counselor. It's like, at least wait until the end. At least wait until the end of camp. I could not describe how much I hated her in this instance. And then, after all that happens, Andrew actually tells the head therapist there, who's Dr. Lancaster, about the incident. Andrew gets kicked out, loses his college credit for doing this. He's getting college credit for being a peer advisor, or a peer counselor. And, oh my god, I hated Sam so much because she risked everything. So much was at risk. So much happened, all because of that one little thing. And it's like, oh my god, I was so mad at her. And then she finds out that she doesn't get into her ballet intensive that she was going to go to right after this camp. She's not allowed in. And between what happens with Andrew, between her whole problem with her body, she goes berserk. She cracks, and she just screams at everybody. She doesn't want to eat, she doesn't want to do anything, and she just has a full-blown, like, insane panic attack. I've had a panic attack or two in my life, but oh my god, she went crazy. And I knew after all of this happening she was gonna crack eventually, and she did. And wow. Then once she's calmed down and like a day or two has passed, she thinks of this insane plan, and she actually gets Zoe in on it. And together they pack up, steal the Peak at Your Performance van, and drive all the way from North Carolina to Nashville, Tennessee Sam can try and audition for her ballet intensive again. She makes it. Not into the ballet intensive, but she makes it to Nashville. And she does one class with them. But the head person cannot let her in because it's full and her hands are tied. But it is not all for nothing. Sam ends up getting offered a position, personally from the person who started this, a position into a contemporary dance intensive. And she finally starts to realize that there are other things than ballet. There's more dances out there. And she decides that she wants to start and get in to different types of dance. She says, I'll always love ballet, but maybe it's not what my future holds. And she ends up going to this contemporary dance intensive. And I'm so happy for her because she's finally figured out where she wants to be, what she wants to do. And not all of it is centered around ballet. She still loves ballet, but not all of it is centered around ballet, and it's amazing. Now, of course, her and Zoe get kicked out of camp. Of course. That's what Zoe wanted in the first place. She wanted to be kicked out of camp. So she got her wish. And Sam was just happy to know that she had an idea. She knew what she was doing. And she told Dr. Lancaster that she got what she wanted out of this camp. And she was happy. Now, I briefly want to talk about her relationship with her mom. Her mother is basically living vicariously through Sam. She loves ballet. Loves it. Because she actually was injured and couldn't dance anymore because it didn't heal properly. So that's why she just shoves ballet all in Sam. All of it. And she's very judgy about her appearance throughout the entire book and doesn't support her in the way that Sam needs to be supported. And that really made me mad. Because as somebody who is not small, is considered plus size, that really made me mad. Because give your daughter the proper support that she needs when going through this, especially if she's having panic attacks about it. I don't have panic attacks about my body appearance. I know the way I look, but if your daughter is having panic attacks and is worried about the way she looks, don't try and just be rude about it. Like, I hate it when somebody, family member or not, says, well, you need to lose a few pounds or your muffin top is showing. I hate that so much. And not that her mom actually said anything like that, but she's like, oh, you know, blah, 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 is very fattening. The last thing you should be having is this, this, and this. See if they can make a salad for you. Oh my God. That was so irritating. I hated that so much. I did not like her relationship with her mother at all until the end when she finally stood up to her mom and said, you need to support me in ways I need to be supported. You can't do it the way you're doing it. I loved that so much, the way she stood up to her mom as they were leaving Perform at Your Peak, by the way. So that made me really, really happy that she found the proper balance for her relationship with her mother. Guys, those are all of my thoughts on this book. Go support this author, support Kathryn Holmes, and go buy her books, because this book, her last book, they're so incredible. I love them so much, especially if you're in the mood for contemporary. I'm always in the mood for a good contemporary. Go check out this book. It's incredible. And before I go, you may have noticed that I have new channel art on here. My cover photo on YouTube and Twitter is different, and my end picture on a few of my videos is different, and that is because I got new channel art done by the lovely Harriet Rose on Twitter. I will link her Twitter down below, and I will also link her blog to where she is doing the art. It is so beautiful. She did my art, she did Elizabeth from the Owleries art, and she is doing all of the Read-A-Rama art, which Read-A-Rama is currently going on as this video is up. So go check her out, go support her. She is so amazing, and the art that she does is beautiful. I believe she's also a booktuber as well, so I will link her channel down below. So guys, thank you so much for watching this extra video this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. Down below, if you've read any of Kathryn Holmes' books, please let me know down below and tell me what you thought of them. So guys, if you would like a behind the scenes look at my life as well as some of the other things I enjoy doing, go check out my second channel, Cloessence, and subscribe. I post vlogs and talk about anything that is not books. So if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So guys, that is all I have for this video today, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!